Hello and welcome to Injecting the Truth into the Hypodermic Syringe Theory. I first learnt about the Hypodermic Syringe Theory in one of my lessons at college. I learned that it said that all audiences are passive and react to a media product in the same way. I disagreed with this because I had seen loads of different people reacting to different media products in lots of different ways. So I decided to conduct research into the effects of the media using the adverts of the NSPCC and the RSPCA. The research that I planned to do was to analyse adverts of the RSPCA and the NSPCC, to conduct more research into hypodermic syringe theory, and to try and find some charity advertising statistics. I also plan to do questionnaires targeting people of different age demographics and personality types, a focus group targeting people of the same age, and interviews with industry professionals about the subject of charity advertising and the hypodermic syringe theory. Here's the secondary research that I did. On the left you can see an advert for the NSPCC showing a rabbit. This is quite a clever advert because instead of showing a child, it uses a rabbit and implies the connection between them. This gets past the issue of censorship, but still has the impact because people then associate the rabbit to be a child and imagine that being a child. The one on the right is a very clever advert because it is a metaphor for sexual abuse. Either it raises awareness for sexual abuse, or it gives a message to someone who has been sexually abused that they can contact the NSPCC and they will help make a stop to it. If you haven't been sexually abused, then it's very clever because by looking at the advert, you feel the same emotions that people who have been sexually abused may have felt, being, awkward, freaked out, uncomfortable, just because of the spectacle of the face on the bedpost. Here are some adverts for the RSPCA. The one in centre bottom is the most generic advert that I have looked at, called Cold, Hungry and Abused. It simply features a puppy looking directly at the camera and text asking people to donate to the charity and saying what the RSPCA does. This is meant to make you feel sad for the puppy and make you want to donate. The one on the left features a pig which has had a human's eye edited onto it. This is very clever because it makes you connect more with the pig because of its, human trait of the eye. It says at the top, a pig's intelligence equals that of a toddler, which is meant to humanize a pig and make you want to help it more. For the NSPCC adverts, they focus more on awareness of the charity and of the abuse, whereas the RSPCA tend to focus more on getting people to donate to the charity. I conducted more research into the hypodermic syringe theory. And this is what I found. The hypodermic syringe theory suggests that all audiences are passive and all audiences react to the media in the same way. It was first created between 1920 and 1930 after observations by Howard Laswell. He had a look at the effects of the media in regards to World War I and enlistment, so basically the use of propaganda, and also the radio play War of the Worlds, which caused mass hysteria in America. At this time, not much about the media was known, and no proper research had been conducted into the effects that it had on audiences. Today, more research has been put into the study of media and its effects, but nowadays it's used more for scapegoating the media when tragedies happen. For instance, the Columbine massacre was blamed on the songs of Marilyn Manson, and various different murders was blamed on violent media. I emailed my two chosen charities to ask them to send me some analytics of the advertising strategies and their effectiveness. You can see the email there, but sadly they never got back to me. That was my secondary research. Here is the result of the questionnaires that I handed out. I conducted my survey onto 15 people of different age groups. See the chart on the left for the variation. And I asked 10 different people of different fundamental 4C groups. A lot of them identified as multiple groups, so there are a lot more figures, but most of them identified as being in the security or status brackets. These are results of my survey. I showed them all of the poster advertisements and asked them for their response, for what feelings they made them feel, and also how likely they are to donate to the charity after seeing that. From the first graph, you can see that there was a wide variety of responses to the media. A lot of people had the intended reaction being, sadness, disgust, or fear, but a couple of people were amused by it, and a lot of people were confused by it. On the second graph, you can see the emotional responses to the NSPCC's Real Children Can't Be Fixed advert. A lot of them were angry or saddened by it, but a fair few of them were also confused by it. In the bottom left, you can see different people's donational likelihood after seeing the advert. For Cold, Hungry and Abused, half of the people said that they, didn't feel like donating any more or less to the charity, being that the advert didn't work, or they already donated a lot to the charity. But about half of the people also said that they felt more like donating. But as you can see from the bottom right graph, for the advert pig, about half of the people said that they didn't feel like donating any more or less. There was no change in how much they felt like donating. About a quarter of them felt like they wanted to donate more, but a quarter of them said that they didn't want to donate. They wanted to donate less. They had less chance of donating after seeing the advert. Here are some examples of things which people said after seeing the advert. For Cold, Hungry and Abused, different reactions were felt flat, helpless, sympathetic, and even amused by it. And one person even said that they don't actually like the RSPCA. For the advert Real Children, people said that they felt frustrated, confused, fury, or that the advert was soul destroying. For the advert Pig, people said that they felt amused, freaked out, confused, annoyed at the advert, and that it even looked like a advert for the film Babe. That was the results of my questionnaires. Here is the result of my more qualitative research. I conducted a focus group studying 7 media students from Milton Keynes from the age bracket of 16 to 20 years old. Some of them reacted as intended, but some of them didn't react as intended. Some showed their reactions more than others, and some less than others. Like when I showed them the RSPCA advert, Sam, some people had like massive responses to it, and like literally their jaws dropped, but some people were sort of unfazed by it. I found that a lot of them couldn't remember the donation number shown in the adverts, so from that it doesn't have, you know, a massive effect on them, as they couldn't remember the number, but they could remember other information about it. They said that they preferred cultivation theory, indirect diffusion theory, and uses and gratifications theory. I only interviewed one person, who is a tutor from Milton Keynes College. He said that it depends on the audience and the charity as to people's reactions, and that people can become desensitized. But he also said that new media is always cropping up, and when it's new, there will be less people who knows what it's about. Yeah, that was my research. Next time I do any research, I should make sure to back up my work, because there was actually a problem with my hard drive and I ended up losing a lot of data and had to redo most of the research. I should have had slightly different age brackets for my survey, as I had some ages repeated, like 20 to 30 and then 30 to 40, which I should have done 20 to 30 and then 31 to 40. I should have interviewed more people from the media, and I should have maybe contacted the charity's head office, like gone in there in person and asked for information about the advertisement effectiveness. For the focus group, I could next time do a high quality video, because the lighting and audio was a bit off for it, and the camera was tilted quite a lot for most of the video. Lastly, I could alter the survey layout so that it's be easy to analyse. Yeah. So from my research, the observation that I've made is that most people have the intended reactions, but many had varied responses. Some people did not have the intended reactions, as they felt less likely to donate to the charity after seeing the adverts, and felt, you know, different emotions to what the adverts were trying to convey. People found different types of adverts effective depending on who they are. For instance, some people preferred the more basic adverts, but some people felt that the more complicated adverts using shock tactics worked better. Most people didn't feel a change in how much they wanted to donate, which meant that the adverts weren't working as expected, and some people even wanted to donate less. As far as charity advertising tactics, I found that simple adverts may be better, as using shock tactics is risky, as some people, it works on some people, but a lot of people are just confused by it or want to donate less after seeing it. Many people didn't understand the more complicated messages of the pig, bed and real children adverts. And many people are unfazed or desensitized to most of the adverts. Ultimately, the hypodermic syringe theory is not 100% effective anymore. People have varied responses to media, Complicated strategies can be risky, and I should back up my work. That was Injecting the Truth into the Hypodermic Syringe Theory. Thank you for watching.